Well, g'day and welcome to my cooking channel. Tonight I'm going to show you how to chop garlic. Now, you start off with a big bowl. I've already peeled this many and dropped that many. Probably need a bit more beer into me. Even the magpies out there agree. Now, the easy way to do it, generally you break them up, but if you've been a bit lazy, just chop the base off of your garlic. And when you pull them apart, the skin should just peel off quite a bit easier. But anyway, as you can see, there's plenty there I've prepared earlier. I just want to be able to show you the correct technique for chopping garlic. I mentioned this in a previous video, how when you're chopping the garlic, your camera falls over quite readily and goes at funny angles and all sorts of stuff. So hopefully it will stay put this time. No. It's the trouble when you use friggin' fruit on the camera stuff. All it wants to do is just roll over and push everything. Alright. So, as you're chopping, garlic especially, but so too with onions and turmeric and ginger and so forth, it's full of essential oils. Well, that oil's beautiful, sweet smelling, and every time you cut little microscopic bits of it, you basically just cut them into long slivers like so. Doing one at a time is far easier, but it takes a bit longer. And just get them roughly across. You just want to cut them into tiny little cubes, basically. And try not to slice the end of your finger off too much. If you sort of rub the knife down the edge of your finger, you tend not to take too much of your finger off. So there's one piece. Make sure you cut the hard little bit off. You don't really want that when you're making a lovely, delicious curry. It's good to have a sharp knife. I haven't actually sharpened this one tonight. The sharper the better. So, give me 2 secs. This one's usually a little stay sharp little fella, but a good chef always uses a good sharp knife. So divide that in about half. Makes it easy then. I can already feel the sticky juices getting onto my fingers. I can smell the lovely aroma. Now this is an important thing about in Zen macrobiotic cooking and in Zen Buddhism in general. There is a bit of a rule which states that only the highest monks work in the kitchen. Now, in Western society, we've got that sort of all backwards. We put the lowest, well, not the lowest, chefs are highly regarded, I must admit. But it's considered a bit of a drudgery job to be the cook, and especially, say, if you're in a monastery. I think we've all seen that, what's his name, Nacho Libre, how he cooks all these horrible beans all the time for the little kids in the orphanage. But in actual fact, yeah, he becomes the superhero because he's chopping all the ingredients and doing it all for the good of others. Whereas I'm just doing this for myself because I'm a selfish bastard. But I used to cook far more often when the kids were still living with me, before they grew up and moved out. I'd always make sure they're eating lots of good healthy stuff, and I'd disguise it in the foods to make it really, really tasty. And they really liked it. Even my last partner, her kids were fussy little shits. Coming over from New Zealand, they wouldn't eat anything with flavour in it. It was all fried fish and chips and ice creams and lollies. But I got them onto healthy food some of the time. But yeah, you make it tasty, put heaps of peanut butter into your curries. I always sort of do a hybrid curry. I don't follow any rules whatsoever. I just satay curry, whatever. If it's a green curry, well, I'll put exactly the same thing in as I do for a red curry, basically. So I probably should pause this momentarily while I'm chopping this up, because this is pretty boring, but at the same time I can still talk and have a rant. So getting back to the monks, the highest Buddhist monks were the ones working in the kitchen. It's a very Christian concept too, if you bother to follow Christianity to the letter, where when Jesus was asked, how do we serve God? The answer was, we serve God by serving man. I think I've described that in another story. Most people have heard it. It's a bit of one of these old Christian teaching stories about how the guy that died, where's the top bit? Oh, looks like I'm getting extra garlic on my fingers. Goes into the afterlife, greeted by an angel. Gets to see two different scenes, and both scenes are the same scene. And in one of them, all the people are sitting around this massive big pot, which is set sort of low into the ground, and it's full of steaming, hot, beautiful smelling, lovely food. And everybody's got their own big long spoon. And all these people are miserable and starving, because every time they try and reach down and get a mouthful of food with their spoon, by the time they get it back up the top and get the long handle back to themselves, all the food has run off the handle or trickled away, and they can't get a feed. Whereas in the other place, where everybody's all happy and getting along together, and they're all joyful and having a good old time, is that when somebody lifts up a spoonful of food, they feed the person opposite the side of the bowl. And so that's what heaven on earth is all about, is not serving yourself, it's looking after everybody else. So that's why I'm revolutionising my concepts of coming up with great inventions. Every great invention I come up with, I'm giving it away on the condition that nobody is permitted to patent it or profit from it. And if they do profit from it, well, don't be greedy. Take as much as you need for your daily bread. Have a nice home if you must have a nice home, but isn't it better when you're feeding others than feeding yourself? So you serve God by serving man. Hence why Jesus would wash the feet of his disciples when they came to rest, or came to a home. To be like, Master, why are you bowing down to wash my feet? I should be washing yours. And the same thing. He was serving God by serving man. He wasn't in it for himself. He wasn't a rich man. He could have probably been king. He could have had all the wealth. You know, he was even out in the desert, and the devil appeared to him and showed him all the world and said, all this can be yours. Jesus was a smart man. He wasn't greedy. He understood that there's no such thing as ownership. What is yours? What does that mean? You've got a body temporarily for a certain number of years. You want to delude yourself that you can own something, that it's mine. And then what? Spend the rest of your life defending it from everybody who wants to take it away from you. That's the history of the world, folks. Kings and queens defending what they got and stopping other people from taking it. Because if they just gave it all away and were content with their humble home and their daily bread, they'd be the most loved and respected king or queen ever. See where I'm going with this? Accumulating wealth is for chumps. It's for dragons that sit on it all and they can't do anything with it, but they stop everyone else from using it. See in The Lord of the Rings when, or was it The Hobbit? I think it's The Hobbit. When Bilbo goes down into the dragon's den to find this valuable thing. I'm not a big movie buff, but I have read the books. What's his name? I don't know. The dragon guarding everything fiercely. Things that he doesn't even use. Trinkets, baubles, shiny things, jewels. Where do you think the word jewel comes from if it's not from someone to convince you that shiny things were valuable and you buy them for your wife at great expense, take out loans at interest. Must be jewelry. We value this at $5.7 million. They're just fucking rocks out of the ground. Polished up a bit, made to look pretty. It's all fake nonsense. Real wealth. This is real wealth right here. Food. Sometimes you get a little bad bit, but you know what? You cut the bad bit out. And you keep on chopping. Now the amount of garlic oil I've now absorbed through my skin, and our skin is the biggest organ, that is already been consumed by me. I don't even have to eat. I've been breathing in all this wonderful goodness. I have soaked so much in through my fingertips here. And that is why the highest monks work in the kitchen, because they are masters of the art of living. They want to serve one another because that is how they serve God, our Mother Earth, and the health benefits they get. Wow, that is potent. Potent. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to do some turmeric. This just happens to be the bag of turmeric I had left over from work. I took in as much as I could to give away, and after a week I thought, no, well, everyone's taken as much as they want. I still got bulk of this, absolutely bulk. And for an average meal, one piece is heaps. One finger, as I like to call it. Now, you can peel it. I just sort of scrape it away slightly. Way and drop it. Good thing I got a clean floor, eh? I've already scrubbed it pretty well, so it's not that important to take the peel off. You won't ever notice it once you've cooked it. Now your fingers will get hugely yellow from this, so it's a good idea to put a plastic bag or a disposable glove over your hand if you're worried about that. But since I'm not working tomorrow, I'm not worried about it. I'll have yellow staining fingers. Now again, I just cut it into nice long slivers, as thinly as possible, but it doesn't have to be that thin. If you've got little chunks of it, it's actually really tasty, and it's a super healthy food, is turmeric. It's one of those ones that they're now discovering and using for all sorts of health ailments. Some people even finding anti-cancerous properties about it, anti-inflammatory, helps with pain and stuff. But again, if you're taking it in a capsule, then you're sort of missing out. See, nature isn't stupid. She knew what she was doing when she gave us whole foods. And isolating certain compounds which might work and calling them drugs and patenting a chemical of it or something, you know, so someone can make a big profit. That's not what nature was designed to do. I might just divide that up a bit. When you eat the whole food, you get all the benefits in the right quantities. And what your body doesn't need, you'll still just excrete anyway. And when you're cooking up a really nice big curry, well, you're only taking a small portion per meal anyway, with some brown rice. And there's so many ways of using the leftovers. You can get like one of those wraps, or you can make your own wraps, I suppose, those bready wraps. I've never actually made flatbread before, but basically a big tortilla. Look at that. Yumbity yumbity. And so yeah, just spread out, you know, for if you're making an easy lunch the next day. I use a bit of alfoil underneath, put the wrap on it, put a bit of brown rice, put a bit of curry on it, and if you want, sprinkle a little bit of cheese, wrap it up, put it on the toasted sandwich grill, and bam, you've got an easy lunch, healthy as. Okay, so I've only got an old little piece of ginger left, so I'll have to slice a bit of that off. Now with this one, I'm a little bit more peculiar with the skin because it's a little bit rougher. Oh, you can smell that beautiful ginger already. I just love ginger. Another very healthy, anti-cancerous, great for digestion. And it's one of the biggest diseases is actually constipation. You might not know it, but if you're not shitting out what you're eating one night, the next morning, you are constipated. Food shouldn't be sitting in your belly for more than, 4 or 5 hours, 8 hours maybe, if you're sleeping. That's why I never break fast till lunchtime, because usually there are still remnants of the meal left in my gut. If I go and stick a whole nother meal in at breakfast time, then I'm not really getting all the goodness out of what's still left in my large intestine. So that's why I have a coffee in the morning after I've taken my first crap. I have a nice strong coffee with heaps of herbal additives. And that will get me going for a second run to the toilet, as it should be. And quite often, a bit later, I'll even have to have a third. And that's usually from just eating one, no more than 2 meals per day. I did have a lunch today. I had made a bit of roast chicken last night with roasted vegetables. And so I had the leftovers for lunch today. I was just really hungry today at midday, so I've already eaten a good meal, which is why I'm just going to cook up a big curry tonight before I take the dog for a nice long walk and look at the stars. Oh, this smells divine. Love, love, love ginger. Yeah, and when I come back, the curry should be nicely done. I'll put the rice on. That'll take another half an hour. So by about 9 or 10 o'clock tonight, I may or may not have a small supper. But I'll also have food which will last in the fridge for a week to get me through all my lunches through the week while I'm at work. Dinner if I need to, if I feel like it. So be mindful of chopping up fresh, healthy vegetables like this, because wow, what it does for your breathing, your overall health in general, inside and out. And there's people that want to just go and cook up a steak and chuck some sauce on it and have some chips or some veggies with it. And they've got no idea what they're doing to their insides. Bowel cancer doesn't sound like something I'd ever like to get. In fact, I've got another uncle. I used to have 3 Uncle Jims, plus my dad is a Jim as well. This other uncle is my dad's brother-in-law. He married my dad's sister Julia. Recently diagnosed with bowel cancer, and he's a doctor, a medical doctor. I think he's only in his 60s. But as I say, he spent all his time caring for other people. He forgot to care for himself. Well, this is how you care for yourself. Alkalize, alkalize, alkalize. Cleanse, cleanse, cleanse. I cannot stress that enough. So, it's time to get the pot hot. Bit of olive oil, plugged to Woolies, so you gotta buy it somewhere. Making a heap of that. Now here's a carrot I didn't prepare earlier. As you can see, it's already started growing. People call me a murderer. See that there? I can plant that in a little thing of water and it will grow. Now I could skin it. I'll skin it. Why not? If you leave the skin on, you get a lot of extra vitamins and stuff, but I get enough roughage, I don't need it. Now to chop the carrot, I just cut it into about 3 centimetre long pieces. Slice it thinly down this way. Carrot julienne. Oh, let's just put it down there so it's not rocking so much. I don't normally cut it quite that thin, but sometimes I do because I don't have any capsicum to do tonight, and I normally like to cook the carrots for a little bit longer with the capsicum, but since that won't be necessary, I'll just get these cooking and I'll stick the onion straight in. One. So you don't see the carrots running and screaming and fearing for their lives, bellowing for their mothers. Good healthy tucker. So we just stick that straight in and get it simmering, and we'll take a bit of each of these while we're going. The flavour infusion started. Let's get it started, yeah. And then the next one, it's the tearjerker. Love onions, so I'm probably going to put, need only little, so better do 3. Scoot that over there a little bit. I have shown how to do onions before. Hope you learnt from it if you're not familiar with it. Once you've done that, and I'll just peel straight off. Straight off. Done. Done. So bear that in mind. If you want to be a highly enlightened person, learn how to cook. That's the secret to life. Is food, good, healthy food. Make it yourself. I never eat out now. Practically never. Occasionally still buy lunch, occasionally if I haven't had time to cook on my days off, because I only have like one day off. And there's no time to cook when you've got so much else to do. Now already I can get some onion juices in my eyes and start to cry a little bit. Don't fight it, man. Let the tears flow. It's very cleansing for your eye health. Get some into you. It clears out your sinuses as well. And when you blow your nose, well, you get all that mucus out, because if you have a little bit of cheese or cream in your coffee, you're going to have to get that mucus out somewhere. Don't wait until you get chronically ill and get the flu or something. Just blow it out every day. Get it out of you. Secret to health is in your kitchen and what you're cooking. There, that should be enough. Onion. Reminds me of that little Facebook meme. One of my mates posted, and it was a chick, so I can't remember who it was now, because I've got a lot of Facebook friends that we're all friends but we've never met. Anyway, she posted this really cool pic of this really cute little baby laying back on a cool sheepskin robe with a big grin on his face, and said, "Man, I love life. Every time I cry, they stick titties in my mouth." So I responded, "Wah, wah, wah." And yeah, it got a few giggles. Might even do a second carrot, why not? This one I won't be bothered skinning, because you never have to have a bit of roughage in your diet. Since this one's not already growing, the skin won't be as rough. Oh, already good smells coming from the hot plate. I think I know why. It's going to start to stink shortly, because I might have spilled a little bit of sugar syrup on it and didn't clean it off properly. Oh well. And so that there then is the start of a curry. Oh yeah, there's that spray bottle I was going to fill up. I was looking for that earlier. Hung it there so I'd know where it was. Way back in here. Oh god. Oh, chili sauce. I might need that for this one. Where are ya? Don't tell me down there. Who would know? Who? Tell me. There it is. This is just a little homemade, really easy cleaning product. When you squeeze your lemons, keep a big jar like this of vinegar, just cheap ass white vinegar. Chuck your lemon halves in there and it extracts all the lemon oils out of it and makes an excellent, really cheap cleaning product, and it's brilliant. And it's so good and natural, and you can even spray it on a salad as a salad dressing. But I just use it for cleaning. You can clean your toilet with it, your stove, your nose. You can clean anything with this. Oh, there's one I prepared earlier. That's the old one. I forgot I brought it back inside. So there you go. I've already been using it. Anyway, I've got a curry to make. Here's some more sweet potatoes and carrots. So I'm going to take some sweet potatoes and chop them up. Won't bother skinning them either. I like them with the skin. Bit of texture. And I'll get this curry going, and I'll put some water on for the brown rice, and I'll take the dog for a walk. So take it easy, fellow humans. Flat earth, round earth, don't matter. Still beautiful.